G'day folks, Jaden Dratt here with the Farm Trader magazine. Here we are at the South Island Agricultural Field Days, and behind me is the CLAAS Scorpion 732. Now the train spotters amongst you might realise that we did an earlier video on this machine, plus the 741, the big brother, as well as the Taurian wheel loaders when they first came into the country. So it's been kind of nice to have them here at our Telehandler Showcase so that we can actually put it through its paces, stacking some bales, moving some dirt around, and generally keeping the punters entertained here at Kirwee. There's plenty of good features that we'd like to showcase. Let's go and check them out. Up the front, there's plenty of hitch options from factory. This has got the Q-fit hitch, however there's a Manitou and also the CLAAS own hitch, so all three of them are available from factory. Up front here we've just got a single line, however this has just got the third service, so there's a changeover valve in the cab between, which is up on your left hand side above your head. That changeover between bucket grab, for example, so the actual third service function, and the hydraulic latching. So that's say 3A. You can get a 3B fitting here. It's already internally plumbed in the boom, and that's if you wanted to run an additional outlet, so you wanted 2 additional services up here. Speaking of things routed inside the line, another great feature with the CLAAS is they've got 3 points of single grease nipples. So this one here, single grease nipple, does all of the pivots here at the front. There's another one on the front axle which I'll show you soon, and then there's also one at the back that does the rear of the boom and the rear axle. So just again up front here we've got this nice the swan neck. Again there's no room here for maize silage, grass silage, dirt, that sort of thing to sit in there, and again we've got that knuckle underneath and that ram is nicely concealed. In the boom itself here, you can see this has got its nice wax finish on it. That is sprayed on, and what that means is you don't need to grease it, so that, you know, as you can see, nothing kind of sticks to it, so the dust and the palm kernel, that kind of thing, doesn't stick to that, and then additionally wear that out. So there's plenty of good things to like around the front. Nice, easy maintenance and easy hitching and latching of the implements. Continuing the theme of easy maintenance, around the front end here, this is the grease nipple point that I was telling you earlier. So that does all of the front axle and around the auxiliary points in here. Another thing to mention that with those grease nipples, it is actually already internally plumbed if you did want to run an auto greaser, so that's already there from factory, so that's pretty cool. In terms of diffs, both front and back limited slip diffs. This has internal wet brakes, which is another cool feature. The driveline is actually completely maintenance free. Mainly that's because the shafts are only slightly offset, and it's got an internal park lock. So in the cab, you push the switch into auto. As soon as you hop off the seat, it automatically engages after 5 seconds. As soon as you turn the key off, it automatically engages. And the reason why they can get away with that is because of the transmission. It actually has active standstill, so it will hold up to 16 tonne as soon as you take your foot off the accelerator, so that's pretty cool. Heavy duty front axle here. We've also got these gussets on the side of the boom here, so in case you were digging at low level, that just stops any of that boom movement and saves those precious pivot points up the back of the machine. Around the engine side here, what you can see is it's nice and strong steel panel there. Everything's well protected underneath, and this here is an area in telehandlers that can get a little bit of a hiding due to that limited right hand visibility. So that nice strong piece there is certainly going to keep that intact for a long time. It also is a place where naturally mud and muck kind of sit, and the fact that it's a nice strong powder coating as well is going to keep that paint quality nice and top notch. In terms of the engine itself, this is a Deutz 3.6 litre, 143 max horsepower with a hydraulic reversible fan. In terms of the radiator itself, we've got the large core filter up here. What we've also got is that air is sucking it in from the top, the sides and inside the boom there, so it's bringing in that nice clean air, and it's dragging it over top of the engine and then out the bigger core at the back there. That also helps dissipate that heat from both the engine and the exhaust, as well as keeps that nice clean air flowing through. We've also got a dust extractor here on the power core filter. That and daily maintenance checks can be handled from the ground, which is fantastic. We've got our coolant level up here. We've got our transmission engine dipstick here, and the transmission hydraulic fluid is on the other side via a sight glass. In terms of maintenance itself, there's a panel here you can take off. Nice easy access to those filters, and so that's going to make servicing this machine top notch. If we keep the theme of maintenance like I mentioned, down on my left hand side here is the sight glass, which is nice and easy to see for the transmission hydraulic fluid. We've also got our third grease nipple around there, so that does the rear axle and up to the ram and also the boom pivots. And there's a little flow reducer essentially in the line there that sends more to the bushes in the pivot and the ram than what it does to the axle, so that's a great little feature. We've also got a couple of little nipples up here as well if you wanted to grease the back of that boom, but again, that's kind of an optional thing. Speaking of the auto greaser earlier, there's a little port here. Like I said, it's already plumbed in, so it's already plumbed from factory, so that's where you just plug it into, so that's pretty easy to retrofit, which is awesome. We're pretty lucky, this machine is also retrofitted with the pickup hitch. This is a Schmuller brand, quality German product, and essentially it's got the little hook, drops down, pick up the trailer, and then once it hits its stopper at the top again, it locks back up, sits against there, and that's done via a nice little joystick in the cab with just you have to just use a rocker switch to unlock it at the start, but nice and easy to use. As part of this pickup hitch package, you also then get another remote. So this is a flow remote, but a return, so essentially for a single acting trailer ram, so pump it up and then just straight into float to drop the trailer, so that's a little feature there. And then we've also got our dual line trailer brake function here. Plenty of mirrors around this machine. Again, the bottom ones are wide angle, so there's plenty of both lighting and mirrors, so to see it dark and daylight, obviously. So there's additional mirrors and lights that can be fitted on the right hand side to see down that side at night, because like I mentioned earlier, that can be a little bit hard to see. But this from the cab works fantastic. Again, it's painted red, so it's nice and easy to see, and you just back into the trailer and it's all good stuff. Up here in the cab, it's nice and easy to get in and out thanks to this two-piece door. Shuts nice and easy, and it's nice and safe in here. We've got a right-hand shuttle, so the joystick, the first little toggle towards you is the forward reverse, and then the outside one is the boom in and out. You've then got the one on the back of the joystick, which is the third service or your hydraulic latching. Plenty of visibility in here. Nice curved windscreen, like I mentioned earlier, lots of mirrors and lights around the machine for visibility, which is fantastic, and nice big glass area on that. You know, can be troublesome in telehandlers on that right hand side, so that's a big plus. In terms of operation, we've got 4 steering modes. So we've got normal crab steer, front wheel steer only, 4-wheel steer, and then an adjustable crab steer, so you could set your rear wheels straight and your front wheels on an angle, or the back wheels on an angle and the front wheels straight. And what that allows you to do is scrape along the side of a bin, for example, and it's not a normal crab steer where you're kind of like in, out, so that works great. In terms of the other functionality around here, like I mentioned earlier, we've got a little toggle here, that's for our rear pickup hitch, and then on the screen itself, that shows you all of the good things going on with the machine. 3 transmission modes, so we've got snail, hare and tortoise. They're the 3 modes, and then we've also got 186 litre a minute pump, plenty of hydraulic flow. You can be adjustable functionality in terms of your spools and what gets sent to what in the monitor, and then also we've got our load limiter up here on the right hand side. The aircon filter is located behind me, and what happens is it's got a clean air filter on the top, so that makes sure it's dragging nice, cool and clean air back into the cabin. It's also nice and easy for serviceability, so that's great. We've also got, in terms of driving modes, you can move the seat forward and back, obviously. We've also got our tilting steering column here, which moves into place nicely. And on some of the newer models that are coming out in the future, this joystick itself is actually going to be armrest mounted. So as you move up and down, that joystick's going to be there. Apart from that, there's lots to like in here, but certainly visibility is a big plus. If we now look at the top 5 reasons why you should consider the CLAAS Scorpion for your next telehandler purchase, for me, it starts with the easy maintenance. We've got the 3 grease nipples. That's right, only 3 grease nipples over the whole machine, and what that allows us to do is the whole front end, the front axle, as well as the kingpins here, and then around the back we've got those pivot points for both the boom, the rams, as well as the kingpins and the axle. Number 2 for me has to be the transmission. We've got 3 transmission modes. So all they are is really speed limiters. The machine has a full hydrostat, so it actually isn't a range change, for example, but we've got the snail, the hare and the tortoise, right? So there are 3 options, and what that means is that we can then change up depending on what you're doing, and again, and not in this particular one, but what we did show in the previous video is that what we've got is the speed limiter and the rev limiter. So there are little toggles down on the right hand side, and that combined with the 4th function, for example, which can be mounted up on top of the boom with a free flow return, that allows you to run a trimmer, broom for example, and what that means is you can set your ground speed, set your revs, and have that hydraulic flow constant pumping. That's all the way from that 186 litre a minute pump, which is number 3. Hydraulics, not only the pickup hitch at the back, the 186 litre a minute pump plus the functionality at the front means hydraulics has to be in the top 5. If we then look at the 4th reason, for me it's manoeuvrability. This is a nice compact machine. Plenty of weight in it, very well built. Don't let its size deceive you. It's very, very stable, loading the bales, loading the trailers with that big Canterbury topsoil, which also has a few stones infused in it, and this thing performed very, very well. The 5th reason why you should consider the CLAAS is because of CLAAS Harvest Centre backup. These guys are renowned around the country through their dealer network with the grass and the green line equipment, and now the Scorpion and the Taurian handling range will be no exception. Check out the upcoming review of this machine as well as all of the other telehandlers at our Telehandler Showcase here at the South Island Field Days. That's going to be in the winter edition of the Farm Trader magazine. If you head to farmtrader.co.nz, you'll be able to check out the video of this machine as well as the other Scorpion models that we checked out earlier last year when they just hit our shores, and make sure that you keep an eye on the socials about what we're up to.